Can you say something?
Yeah. Can you hear me from here?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I just wanted to make sure the levels weren't too
good.
hot.
Oh, good. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, great job.
Great job. Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. Here we are at this beautiful alpine lake, that real early. It's so cool because I like being up really early because everybody else is asleep, you see. So their minds are like turned off except they're dreaming, so it's still going or whatever that is. But hey, my topic is how to change your world instantly, right now. I tell you, it's not difficult. The difficulty is only in our attachments, how we've identified ourselves as this physical body meat stick that was born and dies, and identifying ourselves with what we have been taught to believe and to accept and to as the truth about us, about life, about animals, about everything, about the world, about all of this. And see, one of the things about the ancients, that they were, why ancient wisdom and the wisdom of the ages is so valuable for all of us, and not to disk ancient knowledge at all. And that's what happens is, well, nobody knew it in the past, now we know more than ever, and then start getting rid of all of this. It actually takes us away from who we are and our power. And it puts us into a box, a knowledge box, let's call it thought form box of beliefs. So how you change your world instantly is you change your perception, how you view things. You change the context in which you hold your reality, so to speak, because you are life. Life is not this. This is the show. This is the movie, or this is the outer expression. This is the creation, the manifestation, all these different words, but you're the manifester. And more than that, you're really not the doer, but we could get into that later. There's a lot of, like when you have questions and any of that, write them down. You could even email that to me if you want to. Okay, and then also if you're interested in any of my workshops here at Mount Shasta and retreats, and the phone counseling or any of that work that I can do for you in the mentoring program. Okay, so anyway, how you change your world instantly is you change your perception, what you're perceiving, your basic fundamental foundation of what you live and express yourself from. So if you're considering that you're stupid, you don't know anything, you're not good enough, you never have enough, you got to have somebody to love you and never abandon you, and I've got abandonment issues, and I've got this issue, and I've got this. The issues are actually, when you issue something, it's like issuing a statement, you see. These are terms that we're using to identify ourselves with and identify the outer manifestation, relationships and such. So how you change your world instantly is to, instead of honoring the mind, the thought form entities, or let's say the virus that creates a perversion of how we're perceiving, is that, because see, the mind will never solve problems because it makes problems, because it continues to make it exist. That's why, in a sense, you could see and perceive how so much of nature has changed the form of it, what goes on the earth. And it's really fascinating when you do look at ancient maps, you see, or ancient Vedic cosmology, or you look at doing research. It's a fabulous knowledge or information that you can get off the internet that will change your perception. Because what happens with perception is we tend to only perceive that which we have heard of, read of, experienced, believed, someone told us, read, viewed, movie, any of that sort of thing. So when say for instance someone wants to put a thought form into your mind that you then honor and believe, wonder if they tell you there's a monster always under your bed. And because when I was like a kid, I was really scared to turn off the lights in the dark because there was somebody under the bed's gonna grab my legs. It's like, so I had a way. I could be in the doorway to my bedroom. I could hit the light and leap for the bed at the same time so they didn't grab my legs. Okay, now where did that come from? Okay, I had a grandfather that would tell me the boogeyman's going to get me. Okay, and or the sack man, if you don't go to sleep at night, the sack man takes away your little girls. It's like, so anyway, these horrors are put into our mind. And then what, maybe people show us pictures of it or more, and then we start believing in this and giving this power that there's something that can harm or hurt us, that there is a power of evil that actually really exists. And what happens from that, there is only one power, and it is the absolute power of absolute goodness of who you truly are and all your divine qualities and abilities. And yet, see, when I even talk this way, some people say, oh, that's nonsense. Well, you just canceled yourself out. Well, I don't believe in that, because I told you this. You can't know all this because I'll be going to hell. Wait a minute. You probably are in hell, dear one. You're suffering. And so all of these stops are these thought forms that we believe that it's a spelling, so it's a spell casting, or you're writing it in cursive, which is cursing. And when you are able to then perceive even words, because you say, well, that's just this and that, and you're in the words. Well, get into it. Take a look at that. I'm not telling you believe. I'm telling you this is the results of my research for myself. And I share that with you because my intention is for your highest good always. And I am endeavoring for your welfare. Because people who have envy have the that's a basic symptom of the infection of the mind virus that changes your perception. It perverts it, so that the person then, by believing all these thoughts about themselves, are producing that in their world because we're manifesting beings. We're creator beings. This is our nature. This is what we do. This is our ability. And so what happens, anyone who can control your thinking and what you believe and what you say is true, they control your actions. They control your emotions. They can use you to manifest their world or their reality. And that what happens in relationships oftentimes is that we think we have to be less for somebody else to be more. And then when one person starts to, express their talents and abilities, the other one gets upset. You're going to leave me one day, so I'm going to fix it so you're completely dependent on me. And you can see how all of this stuff starts to work, where it's domination or avoid domination. And you could change your world instantly when you change your perception. And to change your perception means you need to actually open up the mind in a sense that you can learn or get into subjects that other people tell you don't read, and don't go over there, and don't look at that, and don't watch this, and don't be this and that. See, I'm not in the cult of personalities, whether it's world people, they're in little world government positions or royalty, all this kind of stuff that really divine entities do not need. And so when we get caught up in all of that, then they resist the knowledge of who they really are because they're afraid of it. And so that when someone controls all that, just imagine how big it is if you could control all media, if you did, or maybe all the books that were printed, or what was going on in any education. Imagine if that, was possible, if anybody could ever do, or all medicine, everything. You could do everything in this particular reality to actually have it focus and validate particular thought forms, particular beliefs, particular stuff, so that everybody, when the more people you get focused on hate, the more you're creating war or conflict, as if you need to have a war on this, a war on that. No, you don't do that. Do what works and stop doing what doesn't work. It's a very powerful two-step plan. Start to notice what makes you miserable, you see, and just don't do it anymore. If you notice what's making the body sick, and now if you go, just quit it and do something else. There is always a way to be in harmony with your true self and who you are. So to change your perception is to open yourself to your unlimited possibilities, instead of arguing constantly for your limitation and saying, well, they said this and they told me this and I'll never be able to do this, and my astrology says I'm a loser, or in numerology I got to change this. Wait a minute. This, you can use all those if you want to, but it's like we're dealing with the divine here, and you cannot, in a sense, we cannot stand in these two worlds at one time unless we're standing in the world from who we are, and then we realize what's appearing in our world, and in that moment we can look and see, oh, those are my beliefs, those are my thoughts, this is what I've accepted, this is what's important to me, or because it's important to them, I've accepted that. And when instead of trying to get rid of everything and fighting it and getting rid of it, stand in your own beingness and deal with yourself, who you are. And when you are in harmony, not the mind, not any thoughts of getting even, grudges, I hate you, you're this, I'm going to be doing, I'm the best in the world, I got the most, I'm a this, this is all coming from the perception of you don't have, you're not good enough. And that this is your life. No, I am life. And this is the projection of what I'm accepting and allowing to flow through me. And as you do that, and you, in every moment, you shift your perception to who you are as an observer and a witness from your position of knowing and being who you are, connected with the divine in love. And that's it. And this is what you do. So, email me if you want to know about workshops, retreats, the counseling such. I'll send you the flyer and the information. Share this with other people. Get it out there to people. You use it where you are. Apply this stuff. This is it. This is who we are. So big hugs, and you know I love you because I do this, and I know that you love me because of who you are and what you do, you see. And love is not lust. Love is not there's no opposite of love. It doesn't exist. Fear is not even a manifestation. It's a result of the infection of whatever this virus is that has caught humanity and perverted their awareness of who they really are, and creating hell for themselves and others, or whatever that hell is, hell, but misery and suffering and torture and all of this. And when we really get that, you change your perception. You start from here. Instead of living from there, here, you live from here out, you see. Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. Breathe into your heart, through your nose, and out through your mouth. Give the oxygen to yourself and the divine, you see, and empower yourself in this moment. Because all there is now. Because all there is you. You are the absolute truth. Yes. Now, my topic is, I like this right now. Forget about believing. Everybody, if you believe within your heart, you'll know when you wish upon a star. See, all these songs are to get us outside of where the power really is. So we're going to give the power to a star. Well, why would I give it a power to what all looks like a bunch of light bulbs to be, or whatever they are, but this is a light. I'm going to give my power out there? No. The power is here. So I don't need to wish on a star. And when I really first started looking at, I don't know what, I think it was that movie Pinocchio. That has a lot of good stuff in it too, really. And about Pinocchio and the when you wish upon a star, that this little fairy person is going to come down from a star and is going to grant your wishes in this world. Well, if someone from the outside is going to grant your wishes, that isn't what I would say your highest option. Because what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to be a tool of manifestation for a belief system. And then the belief system is not a reality that you know for true or what is real. You believe it is. And look at the word be-live, okay? So B, and then the next one, L-I-E. So there you have lie right in it. Just like the word diet has die in it. Remember, Princess Di and so these words, how the subconscious in this mind system operates, is and the unconscious or even deeper core beliefs. But these subconscious things, they get imprinted, and then that becomes, in a sense, the platform or foundation from which we believe, and then people are fighting for beliefs, because how do you know something is true and not a belief? And you know something is true because you know it. A belief is, oh, I could do it, I can do it, oh, I believe this, I don't want to believe anything. And I'm not even making a belief out of it's a belief, because it's not that. It's an observation. It's a direct experience that I have. And also, it's from the philosophy. And this is one of the things why the philosophy of who we are and how we function in the divine, is part of the source of all. So we have all those same qualities and abilities, and therefore we have no conflict with other divine beings, because they're operating from the same platform that we do, is of our continual abundance of all that is important to us: the love, the joy, the compassion, the being, the creativity, the energy, the life force, because this is who we are. And what the Vedas, and Veda means knowledge, great knowledge from India, the ancient wisdom, I'll tell you, it's not that you make a belief system out of it, it's that they give you and anybody else's writings or workings or offerings, it's an opportunity to go check within and notice, and does this empower you or depower you? Is this more thinking, you're analyzing, figuring out how you get even, how you be the grace, how you'll conquer, how you'll avoid this, how you amass more stuff, how you get out of this? It's like, oh, how do I solve it? I gotta think. And then you got the thinker guy, like, it looks like, and he didn't look too happy. Looks like he's basically on the toilet, excuse me. Anyway, so what you want to do is take a look at how all the programming that goes on, that you have to believe. And then when you believe, you can accomplish it. No, you can't. You accomplish things by doing them. You don't need, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal. I have been going, because I see, all the years that I've been teaching and being a student myself, that's my big thing, a disciple, a student, is that I would meet all these years, and I would meet different people who would say, I've been studying this for years and years, but see, it's not working for them because they're memorizers. The problem with being a memorizer is that the memory is stored within the subconscious, so it is not the memory of knowing who you are. See, you want to remember who you are and never forget. You want to remember who you are and never forget. So when you remember who you are always operating from yourself, and you don't change to meet the situation. You don't change to become what somebody else wants you to be. You don't change to what you from who you are. You know what to do given time, place, and circumstance, because you are always connected. You have to say you're not. And when you start to believe I can do that, you're basically saying I can't do it, but then my mind says I can, and I have a concept that I can, and when I have enough belief, then it's going to happen. No, it doesn't happen when you have enough belief. It's happening the moment you begin doing it, and this is so cool. It's like what keeps people, fear makes people immobile. And because it's almost, because you've said something's insurmountable, because you've said it is, because it's been told that it is. They're going to get you. The boogeyman's coming, and it's going to get you any minute now. You better hide. You better run. You better get ready. Because what is this? Well, it's maybe a game. Maybe it's a game. Maybe it's cat and mouse. I don't know. Because we tend to be game players. And you can also understand on the higher divine level that if we're also looking at to set up a really cool game, it'd be one kind of like you got to forget who you are. So when you forget who you are, then you have a bunch of beliefs where everybody tells you who you are and what you are, and then if somebody threatens that and accuses you that you're not good, you go, I am good, I'm wonderful, I show you I'm perfect, I always do things right and everything. Why? Because that person has to have that going, because they have made this box that says I'm okay. That's the way they've dealt with that. But it has to make somebody else not okay, because that's duality. And beliefs then are depowering. They don't empower you. They depower you. And, I believe in the afterlife. Well, if you don't know who you are, there is no afterlife. You are life. There's no before life or afterlife. You are life. Yes, eternity. When you get this, and you're all capable in every area of you can do anything. So it's not when somebody says, what astrology sign? I am not an astrology sign. It was interesting. That was good. It's good for planting in this world. There's a lot of stuff that's there. But when I said, no, I'm not, because I can do anything. So can you. These are characteristics and qualities, and you might say, well, yes, it's probably true. When everything was working at a certain level, just like it's all heat, density, and heat and cold, temperature. So when all of these start to happen, it's like sometimes like it's really, really hot, people get really, really, really irritated. Or if it's a lot of cloudy, some people, and a lot of rain, they get really, really, really depressed because they need more sunlight. So that is then going to cause some influence when you actually take birth, and then you've got all, because we're telepathic, because I remember my birth. And right this time, and as I left right as I was leaving the mom's body, I realized she was envious, and I also picked up that my dad was afraid. And he didn't know how to take care of a little girl, and my mom had just a lot of envy and jealousy. And what happens, all of us do, because we're programmed for that. And then we pick it up from everybody else. And then families hate each other, and they're fighting and hating each other. Well, I believe I can have it. I believe I can have it. And what I noticed in the people who actually really applied divine knowledge, ancient wisdom, because it's you as a researcher, you leave no stone unturned. You don't say, well, you can't go there, and my folks don't want me over here, and everybody told me I can't read this, and I can't open my, and I got to hate people. I got to have these cult of personalities who, I'm interested in issues. I don't care what these people are who think they're running things, and they're this and that and all that, and I'm getting on one, I hate one, I like the other. No, what are the issues? Get over child trafficking, you see, child rape, murder, and on these kinds. I don't care what anybody says. Well, that's their truth, and it's their truth. No, There is a cosmic law that you do, and a divine one, that you endeavor for the well-being and welfare and happiness and all that is for every living entity, and that you do not on purpose cause distress, let alone kill. You see, I said the word. What you do is not believe, it's be who you are. And all is possible to you. Stop arguing for your limitations and proving old belief systems. And there's two things that tend to keep us stuck. This is according to the ancient Vedas. Attachment to a bogus teacher, over-attachment to family members. And whoever they are, so that we want to conform, we want to fit in, we want living in belief and hope and perhaps and someday and I guess I'm just not in my chart, and I can't do it because I don't have the right numbers, and I got to change my name to make it different and all that. You can do all that. I'm not saying you can't, but use it, and then also when it's not. But the problem is you're making money from it. And then when a person is making money from something, and they think it's their livelihood, given that the power, they can't find the truth anymore because that truth would then maybe they'd lose money and they'd lose their business. So no, I'm gonna set up my camp here. But you want to be a free spirit, a free agent, you see. That I don't care what the truth is, I just want it. That's all. I don't have a preconceived notion. I search, I seek. I'm a spiritual sleuth. The Miss Marple School of Spiritual Sleuthing. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, forget believing. Know, be, and do. And there you are. Cool. Good.
All right.
Good job. So great.
Okay, we're moving.
I know, it's so nice to bring little Denise up here because she was going, oh my God, I mean, she's living here